What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of All The Smoke BBQ. Today we're going to be making some pork belly burn-ins. This is one of my favorite things to cook. I've always loved making this because it turned out so good. Basically barbecue candy. So right now we got a half-size pork belly, and then today we're also going to be seasoning it with the honey rub by Heath Riles, and then we're also going to be using the barbecue rub by the Killer Hogs. So how we're gonna cut this pork belly is we're gonna do 1 by 1 inch cubes. It's basically just go down all the way, cut it down, and then make our 1 inch cubes. It's gonna render down during the cook, so it's okay to make them a little bit bigger because once it gets in the smoke, it's gonna start shriveling. But if we cut them too small, then it's gonna burn, so you don't want that. So there's really no right or wrong way to do it as long as you just go down, make nice, clean cuts. Nice and straight. And then we got our slices. Then you just cube them up. Simple as that. Now that we got our cubes, next thing is, what I like to do is I like to transfer it into an aluminum pan just so it's easier to season. Now that we got our cubes in the aluminum pan, we're gonna hit it with a little bit of barbecue rub. So this is pork belly, so I like to do a generous spread of seasoning all over them. It can hold it and it gives it a ton of flavor. But like I always say in my other videos, season it to your liking. Make sure you get all the sides. It's gonna be the best. You don't want some unseasoned pork belly. Next, we're gonna be using the honey rub by Heath Riles. As you saw in my rib videos, this is one of my seasonings. It's really good. And it gives it a ton of flavor. So this is just gonna be a top coat. So I'm not gonna go too heavily with this because we already got that the barbecue rub seasoning. Alrighty guys, this should be good for the honey rub. And now that we got our pork belly all seasoned, what I got here is I got 2 metal grates. It's just gonna be a lot easier to transport it in and out of the smoker. So first things first, what I like to do is I like to spray some cooking spray on it. Right here I just got some normal Pam cooking spray. Make sure it's all seasoned because you don't want these pork bellies to stick and burn to the grate. Now that we got these grates seasoned, now we just put our pork belly cubes on. There's really no right or wrong way to do it. You know, as long as they're not touching each other because you want a nice even cook on every single one of them. So now that we got these pork belly seasoned, we're gonna go outside, fire up the Traeger. We're gonna be cooking at 275 degrees. And while the pit is getting up in the temp, we're gonna be letting these pork bellies sit and rest. Like I said in my other videos, let all that seasoning work into the meat. So we're gonna go outside, fire up this Traeger, and we'll see you outside. Alrighty guys, now that we're outside, I just fired up my Traeger to 275 degrees, as you can see on the top corner of the screen. Now, it's obviously smoking, it's getting up to temp. I brought these pork bellies out because we're gonna put them on here in a bit, but as of right now, they have just been sitting in that seasoning. So as I said, we're letting this pit get up to temp. As soon as it hits 275, we're gonna put these pork bellies in, and then we're gonna give it a good smoke bath. Now that this Traeger has gotten to temp, now it's time to put these pork belly cubes on. So there's really no right or wrong way to do it. You just put it in the smoker and then shut the lid as quick as you can. But man, it smells amazing. So I'm using these Traeger Signature Blend pellets for this cook. I think they come out sweet. Can't go wrong with them. Whatever you're cooking, it's called the Signature Blend for a reason. It's good for everything. So now that we got these pork bellies in the smoker, we're not gonna do anything to them for the first 30 minutes, but we are gonna spritz them in 30 minutes. So what I did here was I just put a 50-50 blend of apple juice, apple cider vinegar into a spritz bottle. You can get this anywhere. You can get this at Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart. I'm pretty sure H-E-B might have some. You can't go wrong with it. As long as it sprays, it'll do the job. So in 30 minutes, we're gonna spritz these pork bellies, and then we'll go from there. Alrighty guys, these pork belly burn ends have been inside the smoker for about 30 minutes. Now it's time to spritz them. See how they're kind of drying up a little bit? This is perfect for the time to spritz. This is optional, but what I like to do is I like to just give them a little turn. You don't have to do this. It's completely optional. I've done it to the point to where I haven't turned them, and I've also done it to the point to where I turned them. But this is just me. See, like this one was about a stick already. It kind of had a little bit of resistance whenever I was trying to flip. That's why I flip them personally. Just in case. You can't go wrong with it. It doesn't hurt them. But you want to do it as quick as possible because every time you open up this lid, it is going to drop the temp. Anyways, guys, I just spritzed this. Now we're going to wait another 30 minutes and then we're going to spritz it again. We're going to spritz this for the process of 4 times. So we already did 1 now. We got 3 more to go. The last one should be around the 2-hour mark. Then we're going to pull this pork belly and then we're going to get it tender. So guys, it's been another 30 minutes. Now it's time to spritz him again. As you can tell, the smoke is really kicking in on the pork bellies. It's starting to break down that fat. Starting to look a little good. You've been in the smoker for about an hour. Got another hour to go. See y'all in another 30 minutes whenever we spritz him again. So it's about that time again to spritz. Just gonna go with that. Nice. So the pork belly burn-ins have been sitting in the smoker for about 1.5 hours. We got another 30 more minutes to go, then we're gonna pull them and get them tender. So now it's about that time again. The pork belly has been on the pit for about 2 hours. Let's spritz them and take it off. Man. As you can tell, that pork belly shriveled up in this cook like how I said it would. That just looks nice. Alright, so now that we got this off the pit, let's go inside. Let's get it tender. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put some brown sugar, honey, barbecue sauce, and butter inside an aluminum pan. Put it back in the pit for another hour to get these things really tender. So now I'm gonna show you how we wrap this. First things first, we're gonna put all these pork bellies inside our aluminum pan. Now, what I like to do, I like to pour some barbecue sauce on them. Right now we're using the Sweet Baby Ray's spicy barbecue sauce. Can't go wrong with it. I just like to mix them, get them all coated in that barbecue sauce. Toss them around. So now that all of these are coated with barbecue sauce, now it's time to put in some butter. This is about a full stick of butter. Just like to spread it around the inside of the aluminum pan. Then we're gonna get some brown sugar. And we're gonna give it a good dose of honey. So this is optional. I'm also gonna top it off with the barbecue rub one more time. Then I'm also gonna top it off with some of the honey rub one more time. Then all you wanna do is tinfoil the top and put it to rest. Make sure it's airtight, make sure all the corners are sealed. You want it to get as tight as possible. Now, it's time to go back on the smoker for about another hour. So now that the pork belly burn-ins are inside the pit, it's gonna be another hour and then we'll be ready to eat. They're gonna be so tender to the point to where they just melt in your mouth. And that's where we're gonna go for today in this cook. I'll see you in about an hour when we take these things off. Alrighty guys, the pork belly has been on for about an hour. Now it's time to take it off get it inside so we can try it. Alrighty guys, now that we're inside, it's time to unwrap this thing and let's see what we got. Oh man, look at that. Let's get some of these on the cutting board. Now the moment we all been waiting for. Now it's time to try them. Oh man, that's so good. It just melts in your mouth, just like barbecue candy. Pretty much tastes like bacon. By far, it's my favorite thing to ever barbecue. Pork belly is just so good. It's a nice appetizer. Everybody that likes pork, everybody likes bacon will love this. Man, it is so good. You can't go wrong with it. So as you can tell, we went to town on these pork belly burnt ends. I really hope y'all enjoyed the video. Man, it was a nice fun cook to make. Like I said, this is one of my favorite things to cook. It always comes out amazing, and it's always a good crowd pleaser, especially for people that like bacon and basically just straight up barbecue. Can't get any better than this. So more videos to come. Thank you for watching. We really appreciate it. Like I said in our past videos, if you have any comments, if you have any recipes that you want us to try, please comment below and let us know. I'll see y'all in the next episode of All The Smoke BBQ. Peace.